You are watching Blue Ridge Communications TV 13, now available in HD on channel 613.
We're at John Hens's Field, Valley View High School in Peckville for the PIAA Class 2A first round between Northwestern Lehigh and Dunmore. Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Coordinated Health. For your needs for over 25 years, visit coordinatedhealth.com for more. Hi, everyone. Along with Chris Doty, I'm Bob Capasso. Glad to have you along for this first-round state playoff game. Well, here you go. You have a Dunmore team who seems to be in this situation every year. For Northwestern, it's the Tigers' first time back since 2002.
It's a big unknown how your players are going to react in a situation like this. Dunmore is used to being here, Bob, as you said, albeit in single A. This is one of their first or second times in double A. This is going to be a good matchup of two powerful running teams.
The thing about this round is that there's no real point of reference. You can see film, you can even go to some of the games, but it's tough to tell when you don't see them a lot or you don't play any of the same teams what you're up against.
No common opponents in a game like this, although both teams, when they're scouting the other team, I'm guessing they're looking at pretty much a mirror image. They both want to run this ball. The first thing I thought in a game like this might be over by 8:30, all the running plays that you're going to see tonight.
Especially the Bucks. Colin Holmes, one of 2,000-yard rushers for this Dunmore team, ground and pound, but Holmes is the more elusive guy.
There is no question about that. He averages 9.8 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns on the year. He is a legitimate breakaway threat anytime he can touch the football.
When you want a guy to run over somebody, that will be Sal Marquez.
No, he only has 956 yards, 8.5 yards per carry. He too was 16 touchdowns on the season. On third and short, watch number 9 carry the ball.
How about this week's 13 Sports Male Athlete of the Week, Taylor Breininger? He does it offensively as he did last week. He does it on special teams as he has done in the past, and also on the defensive side. He scores just about any way you can.
Could be quite possibly the Colonial League's best player. 20 receptions, 14.4 average, 6 touchdowns. He also is a leading tackler on defense. This kid is a player.
They need to throw the ball tonight. They need to mix it up, and that's where Frank D'Angelo comes in. He has to have a very good game.
Well, on the season, a 53% completion percentage. He needs to do a little bit better than that tonight against a very physically tough Dunmore defense.
It's the state first round in AA. Dunmore and Northwestern, the starting lineups and the opening kickoff are coming up.
This year, you're not the only one putting Abelhoff Nissan on your wish list, because the holiday event means incredible Nissan value, like up to $5,500 off every new Altima, 0% financing for 72 months, plus $500 cash back on Sentra, or save up to an incredible $6,500 on the family-size Pathfinder. It's no wonder everyone, and we mean everyone, is coming in for the holiday event at Abelhoff Nissan on Route 611 in Bartonsville and at abelhoffnissan.com.
One of the common problems we get phone calls about is power outages. All garage door openers have a manual release located directly above the door. Disengage the garage door by reaching up for that red cord and pulling down on the trolley assembly. Once the garage door is in the manual operation, you'd want to secure it with one of the locks that should be provided on the door. When the power is restored, do the reverse of disengaging it to put it in your manual mode. If you're having a problem with your garage door opener, please feel free to give us a call here at Palmerton Garage Doors Incorporated.
When it comes to something as important as your health, it's good to know there is an expert right around the corner with answers to your questions. We have been serving the Northern Lehigh area with the same dedicated service to our community and your health for over 50 years. Stay well this flu season with a flu shot being offered now at Bechtel's Pharmacy. Bechtel's Pharmacy. Let our family take care of your family.
Nutripoli Bank knows how important it is to be involved in the community, to participate actively, to support confidently, and to encourage unconditionally. For nearly 100 years, Nutripoli Bank has been dedicated to servicing every need of the community. We are more than your financial institution. We are your neighbor and your friend.
We are back at Valley View, set for football here on 13 Sports. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Rentschler, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. No matter what you're looking for, Rentschler has it on Route 873 in Slatington. We begin offensively with the Northwestern Tigers. Frank D'Angelo at quarterback. We talked about him. He has just about every record for passing for Northwestern. Dylan Snyder, the fullback. Harry Hall and Cam Richardson will run a lot. Hall will run. Richardson will run and catch. Dylan Labatch, the good tight end. Taylor Breininger, the do-everything senior at wide receiver. Up front, very good group here. Jason Pachasik is the center. Chet Carpin and Matt Shields are the guards. Jacob Rook and George Haddad are the tackles.
Defensively for Jack Hens' Dunmore Bucks, they'll go like this. Dan Drews, a senior defensive tackle. His twin brother, Tim Drews, will flank him on one side. Joe Waters on the other. Kyle Aprisco, and the nose tackle is Jake Mikowski. This is a very good defensive front. Bob Stout, Garrett Murray, and Justin Rogan will be the linebackers. Keep your eye on Garrett Murray. And then in the defensive backfield, Tyler Lasher, Colin Holmes, and Eric DeLucy, who is also the starting quarterback, a very good athlete in the secondary.
Eric DeLucy will not throw a lot, but he is very efficient when he does, 65%. Sal Marquez and Colin Holmes both over 1,000 yards. The fullback is Pat Reese. On the outside, it's Bob Stout, the tight end. He'll block mostly from that spot. George Cole and Joe Maseko are the wide receivers, and up front, and this is an outstanding group. Dan Drews is the center, Stephen McMinn and Jake Mikowski the guards. Kyle Prisky and Dan's twin brother Tim are the tackles.
The Tiger defense this evening, George Haddad, Christopher Trumbauer, Chet Carpin, and Andrew Sorensen. That's a good defensive line when you take a look at how many tackles these linebackers have made. Tyler Branninger and Joseph Colucci on the outside, Tegan Golden and Harry Hall on the inside, and then the secondary, D'Angelo, Cam Richardson, and Dylan Snyder. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup, Bob. I thought you set it up very well in the pregame. There's an awful lot of unknowns here. Both teams want to run the football. There's nothing on either team's schedule that would show us how this matchup would go.
There's Josh Snyder in his third year as head coach here at Northwestern. He took a bunch of freshmen and sophomore, put them out on the field 2 years ago. They learned a lot, and that has paid dividends this year with a district championship, their first since 2002. And, of course, a state playoff berth. Jack Hens on the other side in his 44th year at Dunmore, his 48th overall, the dean of coaches in Pennsylvania.
You know, Bob, one of the things we did not talk about coming into this game, or we haven't spoken about yet, is the attitudes of both of these teams coming off wins last week. First, Dunmore went into its game with Northwest, a big favorite. Didn't start very well, ended up beating Northwest 35-0. But the anticipation for the Northwestern-North Schuylkill game began in 2013. That was a game that was circled by both teams. You see what's going to be happening here. Dunmore has won, will get the ball. Northwestern won the toss and elected to defer. So it'll be interesting to see how Northwestern starts this game. Last week, a huge emotional high and a big win for them last week. This is a team that is very, very dangerous, the Dunmore Bucks.
Northwestern deferred last week. It worked. They got actually a 6-and-out. North Schuylkill got a first down on their first possession, then had to punt. Northwestern took advantage and got a Breininger touchdown right off the bat, so deferring worked last week. There you see Coach Henzis down there. Boy, he has been around, and he has had some great years, and we'll see that a little bit later on when we look at the resume of this Bucks team. Just about set to go for first round action, but first we will honor America with our national anthem. Great crowd on hand here. Dunmore, only a few miles down the road. Northwestern had a little over an hour 15, hour and a half ride to get here. They got up here early without any problems. Our two teams here tonight, both 11-1 district champions. Dunmore had been in District 2 Single A the last 2 years, falling to Old Forge in the district final last year, and they won the Single A championship 2 years and went all the way to the state finals. So they're used to being here, as we mentioned. Northwestern back for the first time in a long time. Want to give you a note: 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Bethlehem Catholic in the AAA first round. Bethlehem Catholic leads Crestwood 14-0 right off the bat down at J. Bernie Crum Stadium.
That's big because Crestwood, coming in as the District 2 champion, really not challenged too much this season. See how the Comets are going to react down 2 touchdowns far away from home.
Brandon Miller will kick off. The Tigers move right to left, and where the road white, the Bucks will move left to right in the home maroon. This will be Holmes at the 17, and Holmes will get out to the 20-yard line, where he will be stopped by Brandon Miller down on special teams. It's a great facility here. Field turf cut very, very short. I shouldn't say cut, but manufactured very, very short out there. And it might be a factor. In fact, Josh Snyder said, boy, I don't even know if we need the cleats. You could go with sneakers. From the I, they will start with Marquez. Marquez on first down runs left. He breaks away from the first group of tacklers and gets out to the 36-yard line, where he's stopped by Taylor Breininger. It's a gain of 5 on first down for Sal Marquez. 1,009 yards and 16 touchdowns this year. 3 100-yard games. He had just 53 against Northwest area in the District 2 championship last week.
Probably 3 yards after contact on that, Bob. That's big. You got to get him down when you make initial contact.
That's Doherty in motion. Marquez again, nice hole. Marquez to the near side, slips a tackle. He's to midfield and down to the 46-yard line, where he's run down by Joe Colucci. It's an 18-yard gain and a first down, and there's that big offensive line for the Dunmore Bucks.
Well, not only that, watch number 9. He's going to come right at you here. That is a big hole. Good trap block up front by 65, Jake Mikowski, who sprang Marquez on that 18-yard run.
First down in Northwestern territory at the 46. Holmes has come in for the first time. Here's the stretch play left. He finds a little bit of a hole, but not much. He's across the 45, down to the 44-yard line. George Haddad, the senior defensive end, was there clogging up the hole. It's a gain of 2. Holmes with 1,259 yards and 20 total touchdowns, 6 100-plus yard games. He had 177 and 2 touchdowns last week against Northwest area in the district final. Draw play, Holmes, big hole. Holmes 30, 25, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 22 and then thrown down by D'Angelo. And there are flags and then even more flags afterwards. So there are going to be multiple fouls. It's going to be a late hit on Northwestern. It will be about a 23-yard gain, a late hit, and then there might be a buck who came in after it.
Well, and you're going to get the late hit right there. And there is no track, and he did land on the field turf. And what the question is going to be afterwards, would there be an unsportsmanlike conduct? The ball is resting on about the 22-yard line. So if it were 2 after the whistle fouls, essentially you would keep the ball where it is.
Now our referee is Ed Reeser, and Ed Reeser just pulled a card out of his pocket. And when you do that, you're writing somebody's name on that. And I don't know if...
Well, the question would be, are you
going to have an ejection here? Ed Reeser is the referee. Troy Hickman, the umpire. Dave Reiner, the linesman. The line judge, Brian Jackson. The side judge, Kyle Rompers. The field judge, Kevin Hastings.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, half a distance to the goal. Stay there, guys.
Tim McManich is the back judge. And you're going to get half the distance there on the end of the play, and then they're going to come back.
Unsportsmanlike on the offense. It'll be first down.
So that's exactly what happened, and Coach Hensis on the near sideline is going to have Ed Reeser explain to him what happened. So what happens is Dunmore actually loses 5 yards in that exchange, Bob. The hit out of bounds is a half the distance to the goal penalty, which would have taken the ball to the 11 and then 15 yards back.
The first one is not a dead ball
Correct.
foul.
Okay, correct.
That is why they march that off and then go to the dead ball and bring it back. I do like the fact that you reset, you don't do that 1st and 15 or 1st and 25 thing. I think that was too much of a penalty. Here's Holmes, looks inside, looks outside, then looks back inside, and he'll pick up about 5. Reininger is there again for Northwestern, along with Dylan Labach and Cam Richardson, but another gain of about 5-6 yards there. Dunmore really having it its way here early on.
And Holmes plays and looks bigger than what he is. He comes in at 5'7", about 155 pounds. When he's carrying the ball, he looks much bigger than that.
Mistake of motion. They'll go to the fullback, and first there are whistles. Pat Reese was about to get that handoff, but they'll lose 5.
Dead ball. All start on the offense. No second down.
Penalties will kill you. This is a great drive for Dunmore, and they should really have had the ball at the 11-yard line. You add 5. If they would have gotten that 5, they'd be down to the 6. Instead, they're back to a 2nd and 10 at the 26.
Look at the tight splits, and they got a bunch formation now, shifts from left to right.
Same formation, only on the other side. Holmes running right, another nice hole. He'll get to the 21 and then get stood up and pushed backward by Labach. But it's a gain of 5. They get that 5 back. And they kind of just paid for the same real estate twice.
Well, and the way they're running the ball, Bob, and they're running effectively right and left, you're in 4-down territory at the 21-yard line. I mean, at this point, the Northwestern has has only held Dunmore to less than 5 yards once.
Dominic Mesko is the quarterback in there now. He takes it, and he will try to cut back to the left, and he is pushed backward by the entire front line of Northwestern. Chet Carpin was the first man there. Chris Trumbauer, among others, come in.
Well, no, you see an awful lot of white jerseys filling the hole that time. Interesting play call in that you are running at will with your essentially first-string quarterback in there. You take him out, and it's the first no gain for the Bucs this evening.
The Bucs have not attempted a field goal this year. DeLucy from the shotgun. He wants to throw. Fakes left, tries to go right. Not going to get there. It's Chris Trumbauer who comes in. Trumbauer and Andrew Sorensen combine on the sack. And after all that, Northwestern holds and will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, you just, what happened is in that play, you just have more white jerseys than the maroon jerseys can block. There were 6, 7 white shirts coming after the quarterback. Whether or not it was a run blitz, we're not sure. Whatever it was, it worked. So here come Northwestern, first down and 10 at the 30.
Colucci will be in there at fullback with Hall. It's D'Angelo in the pistol. That's Colucci shuffling in motion. They'll give to Hall on first down. He puts his head down and dives out to the 33-yard line. Harry Hall this year, 1,664 yards in his career, 3,261. He is just a little over 1,000 from Brett Snyder's all-time record, and Hall, of course, just a junior. D'Angelo in a shotgun set, and they'll go speed sweep to Richardson. Richardson trying to turn the corner, and he cannot. See who's at the bottom. Somebody went down, grabbed his feet. That's number 45, Justin Rogan, the senior outside linebacker. They will get 2 on the play. It will leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Justin Rogan cannot play this any better. Watch, he's just not going to let Cam Richardson get to the corner. Also, a good play, no credit for the tackle, was Tyler Lasher, who was way wide on that side, Bob. Would not let the ball carrier get to the sideline.
D'Angelo from the pistol on a 3rd and 5 from their own 35. That's Colucci in motion. He had a big pass last week. Little bubble screen out here to Cam Richardson, and he's not going to get the first down. The tackle is going to be made by DeLucy, but the play is credited to Joe Waters, the defensive end on this side, who turned him in and held contained. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 4th and 2.
Also limping off there, by the way, you saw Eric DeLucy, the free safety. If they keep a look at number 15, he's their starting quarterback.
Brandon Miller averages 36 yards a punt. He gets away a beaut. That will bounce at the 25 and take a Bucs bounce and will be down at the 28-yard line. So the Bucs will again start in their own end. They had a great drive last time, but it stalled. That's a...
Oh, they're 40-yard punt.
Here's the bracket. Dunmore and Northwestern. The winner will get either District 12 out of Philly champ Newman Goretti or Springfield Montco. Those two play tonight. And the winner of this will travel to the winner of that. Team in the upper half of the bracket will get the home game. They'll go to the fullback on first down. That's Pat Reese. He loses the football. The Tigers have been opportunistic defensively, but the Bucs will get back on it, and the play will gain 4.
Now, you see what's happened on the front line of defense. What Northwestern has done, they've gone on that play. There were 6 down linemen. You take a look at it, so it's almost like they're going to put a down lineman in every gap.
The pitch to Holmes. Holmes trying to get outside, and Harry Hall comes up to make the tackle. Breininger played the end very well. You know, when I was in Lehigh football, we just did something very simplistic, and it was 2 steps, contain. But it taught us right off the bat, contain is one of the most important things you can do to turn guys back into help, and that is what Breininger did on that play.
You better do that against Colin Holmes. He averages nearly 10 yards a carry, and he's right on that tonight.
Third down and 5. There goes Doherty in motion. Counter play. Holmes trying to get outside again. He's turned back in, and he will get to the 40-yard line and pick up a first down for the Dunmore Bucks. It's again Labatch and Trumbauer on the tackle, but not before Holmes gets another first down for Dunmore.
And you watch this, and what the Bucks have done is they are playing number 79, Kyle Aprisco, who was listed as a left tackle. He comes out as a wing that time. So they actually are playing with 6 offensive linemen and a tight end at this point. There he goes, the 79, shifting onto the other side.
You have to be careful, though, because he is an uncovered lineman there, which means he is eligible. DeLucy rolling right, pumps downhill, cut back, and run left. He cuts back to the right. Some good open field running there by DeLucy to make something happen. He picks up about 7. The tackle finally made by Matthew Shields, the junior defensive end.
Well, so far in this first quarter, Dunmore has the statistical advantage, certainly with yards after contact. They are not going down onto the turf when they are contacted first, and that has been the difference so far. Northwestern has run 3 offensive plays, and we're 9 minutes into this first quarter.
Second down and 3. Doherty in motion. Marcase, nice hole up the middle, slips a tackle in the hole, and another. Marcase into the open, 30, to the 20, to the 10. Cam Richardson had him, lost him. Marcase goes in for the touchdown. It is a 54-yard touchdown run for Sal Marcase, and Dunmore is on the board first.
Well, that's your senior tailback. That's his 17th touchdown of the year. And watch, there are 3 chances to get him before he hits midfield. Then he just turns on the burners going down the near sideline. Sal Marcase, 54 yards for a touchdown.
They will go for 2. They had that swinging gate, and they snap it to DeLucy, and DeLucy goes in for the 2-point conversion. So Dunmore strikes first, and then goes from the right hook to the little left uppercut there for 2. 2:41 remains first quarter. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Dunmore 8, Northwestern nothing.
It's a nice drive by the Bucks. They finished this drive. First time into the red zone, get a big penalty, and that hurts them. But watch, this is Sal Marcase right now. And the yards after contact really right now is coming to bite Northwestern. They need to hit and wrap immediately on their first attempt to tackle the Dunmore running backs. It's also important, too, to remember, essentially, this is a home game for Dunmore. Mm-hmm. So as the visiting team, you've got to take Dunmore's best shot here in the first quarter, settle down, get into playing your game.
That is only the 2nd touchdown scored on the Northwestern defense in the first quarter all year. They had one against Southern Lehigh. That was a fumble return for a touchdown, so that was not against the defense. The only other came against rival Northern Lehigh in the first quarter. So that's just the 2nd touchdown of the season, the 2nd score of any kind against the defense. This is punch downfield, loose ball, and it is fielded by Brett Schillinger. Loses the football, and nobody's jumping up and down, so it looks like the Tigers have kept it. the team that fumbled, if they recover, nobody's going to be jumping up and down. They're just going to breathe a sigh of relief. If somebody's jumping up and down, it means the defense has come up with it.
But he does the right thing. He just doesn't. He gets pancaked, by the way, and that for Dunmore is number 4, Pat Reese, who really let him have it.
So here come the Tigers. They've run 3 plays down, 8-0 here. First down at their own 37-yard line. Richardson in motion. D'Angelo in the pistol, goes to Hall right side. Look out, Harry Hall slips away, and he's going to go. Harry Hall will go 63 yards for the touchdown.
Wow, does he hit the hole at full speed. Harry Hall, everything is advertised. His 16th touchdown of the year, and this is why this young fella now has 1,700 yards rushing.
Great block by Colucci, along with the offensive line, but Colucci in that hole at the point of attack. They will not try and chase the 2 here. Brandon Miller, who is 52 of 61 in PATs, will kick it up and through. It is good. So Northwestern comes right back on their first play of the next possession. It is a 63-yard touchdown run by Harry Hall. That is his 16th on the ground and 18th overall this season. And on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Dunmore 8, Northwestern 7.
Well, that's how you answer it. That's what true championship material teams do. I mean, you just come right back and answer. And Harry Hall, see, he's not contacted. He's 12 yards upfield. And once he broke the tackle, there's just no way anybody from Dunmore is going to catch that young fellow. What I like, by the way, already, and this is the first time that I've seen Northwestern, is I like the kicker, Brandon Miller, because when he kicks the ball, he's not running to the back of the pile, not looking to make a tackle. He made the tackle the first time he kicked off in this ballgame.
He kicked a 43-yard attempt last week that any other day would have made it. It was right down the middle, and then a gust of wind just shot it out, wide of the upright. But he is a weapon. He's had a field goal longer than 40 yards this year. And now Miller will kick off to Doherty and Holmes. This will be Holmes at the 9-yard line. Holmes to the right. He'll get to the 26 and get stood up there. They'll mark it at the 27, and it will be first down for the Bucks right there. Schillinger is down along with Dalton Weber on special teams for the Tigers. 2
very good kick coverages by the Tigers. And this is what, as mentioned, this is a very, very dangerous sophomore back, but it's just good kick coverage. Everybody stays in their lanes, everybody playing their responsibility. You can't do it any better than that.
It'll be Marquez in the backfield, in the eye, behind Reese. Marquez, no, they'll run the reverse to Doherty this way. Doherty makes a little move, slips one tackle, and gets out to the 35-yard line, where it's Labatch and Snyder who combine on the tackle. It'll be a gain of 8 yards and leave it 2nd and 2.
Well, you have each guard pulling a different way. And there you saw for Dunmore leading the way was Dan Drews, who just was a step slow getting to the corner. As he blocks that corner, that might be a different story than just a 7-yard gain.
Well, they do nothing but run, but they do it well. Reese, the fullback, slips through the hole, breaks a tackle. Boy, you're right about that yardage after contact. He'll pick up 7 out to the 45 for another Bucks first down.
They are getting some penetration. It's just that the Dunmore running backs are so far so physical and just pushing the Tiger defenders out of the way. They're not making tackles on that first contact.
That's the 5th first down for Dunmore. Marquez looks inside, nothing there, goes left, puts out the stiff arm. A penalty marker flies. It's the combination of Reininger and Snyder combining on the tackle.
What if you get hands to the face?
face mask on white. Still first down.
We're not going to get a good angle to see this.
No,
oh,
there
right
it is.
there
Right
it is.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they may have gotten the ball carrier for getting into the face of Taylor Breininger.
Well, remember, the ball carrier on a stiff arm can put the hand on the helmet and the face mask as long as you don't grab. The defense does not have that luxury. He got a little bit of the face mask. You see, when his head goes down, that's where that face mask comes in. So it's 1st and 5. DeLucy inside, outside, nothing there. Goes back inside and will pick up 2. Tegan Golden and Trumbauer combined on the tackle. Golden is the leading tackler with 114 coming in. Hall is second, 1 tackle behind. Then it's Colucci and Breininger. Those 4 linebackers are the top tacklers, as it should be.
Boy, and you're watching the Northwestern defense here. The ball is at the 48. The Northwestern safety is back at the 41-yard line. So there are a lot of people within 7 yards of the ball.
Holmes
That's
on
why.
the stretch play. Boy, he gets through the hole quickly, and then he nearly breaks away from Snyder and Sorensen, but that will be good for another first down for Dunmore.
And that'll be the final play of the first half. And Dunmore statistically has dominated this first quarter. But the good news for Northwestern is I think they've weathered the storm here, Bob. I think they've weathered the storm.
That'll do it for the first quarter of the PIAA Class 2A first round. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Dunmore 8, Northwestern 7.
Hey, when was the last time you witnessed a really great battle?
Eagles,
Cowboys,
Steelers,
Browns,
Chiefs,
Chevy.
Now that's a battle.
That's right, Chevrolet, America's Cars and Trucks. Cruise at 129, Silverados at 199.
Hey, everybody wants to drive a Jeep Cherokee or a Wrangler, $199 a month.
John,
Charlie,
no matter if it's a Chevy
or a Jeep,
whatever you're looking to drive, Rentschler has your vehicle.
only minutes away in Slatington.
Eight 7, Dunmore with the lead. The District 2 AA champs beat Lake Lehman in northwest area of Shikshini. Lackawanna Division 2 champs. How about this? District 2 championships, they have 7. 95, 99, 07, 08, 09, and 14 were all in AA. 2012 was in single A. And they are the 1989 single A state champs. Now remember, you didn't have to win a district or an Eastern Conference championship to get into the playoffs. They actually lost in the Eastern Conference final, but at that point what they did was recalculated all the points and they still made it in single A. Here's Holmes. Holmes will get to the 37-yard line. Golden makes the tackle. You had to go into one of them. You couldn't ditch both the playoffs and still have all those points, so you had to go into one of the playoffs. In fact, Marion, when the Colts won the 1990 state championship, they lost to Susquehanna in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Marion won the single A state championship. Susquehanna ended up winning the AA title.
This is one of the most storied programs in District 2. Several Division I players.
Another great hole for Holmes, and another slip tackle. Holmes scoots out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
Well, we keep revisiting the yards after contact. Watch, right there. And after contact, he was first contacted, bumped as he went through the line of scrimmage, contacted 7 yards upfield, and the next thing you know, he's close to a 30-yard gain.
It will be first down at the 11 for Dunmore. This is an impressive run game, toe-to-toe up front. Holmes on the pitch, cuts it back, finds a hole, nearly slipped another tackle, but he will be down at the 4-yard line.
Bob, their splits are almost like the splits that offensive line would take on an extra point.
Yeah.
I mean, they are almost foot to foot on that offensive line. You don't see that much anymore with the spread offense, which this is not. Look how close they are. And they just move as a unit. This is as good as a high school offensive line unit as we've seen all year.
Cam Richardson on the tackle, back to the eye. Holmes counter play left, big hole, another touchdown. This one for Colin Holmes. That's his 21st of the season.
This is just good blocking up front. Once again, you have a trap, and there are a lot of games going on that offensive line. Don't be fooled by that. But the holes that they are creating, they're going to kick this one. Dan Drews, Stephen McMinn, Jake Mikowski, Tim Drews, and Kyle Aprisco right now are controlling that front line.
It's a low snap, and then it's blocked. Joey Capucci, the kicker, has it blocked. I believe it was Cam Richardson who came in. Either he or Harry Hall got the block, but it was a low snap. And, well, the Dunmore Bucks still remain a full touchdown and extra point up since they had taken 2 on the last score. So the Bucks are back on the board on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. It's Dunmore 14, Northwestern 7.
Just a great drive by Dunmore. It was a 71-yard drive, I believe, and just all running. I mean, they are trap right, trap left, last with the fullback. They did start that drive with that counter reverse on a 7-yard gain, but there's just been no contact by the Northwestern defense in the Dunmore offensive backfield, and if that keeps up, it's going to be a long night for the Northwestern Tigers.
You mentioned Dunmore won that '89 championship. They went to the state final twice, including 2012. They also were state runners-up in 2007. They lost to Jeanette that year. And a senior by the name of Terrell Pryor,
who was a pretty good high school football player.
He was a pretty good basketball player. He was the best basketball player in the state. Here is Breininger at the 18 and a punt return for a touchdown last week, and he will only get to the 32-yard line. Rogan on the tackle on special teams, and here are the Tigers as they have to play from behind.
It'll be first and 10, Tigers from their own 32.
Little difference in philosophy here. The Tigers come out, look for the play on the far sideline. Dunmore in the huddle. Almost a throwback type offense.
Richardson in motion one way, then back the other. Hall, and he'll get nothing. He runs right into the arms of big number 55, Tim Drews. Drews had so much action that the numbers on the front of his jersey are practically gone.
6'3", 280-pounder gets through that hole very, very quickly. I remember a young fellow who played at Dunmore, Notre Dame, by the name of Tim Ruddy.
It's a big situation for the Tigers. They cannot go 3 and out after giving up touchdowns on the last 2 Dunmore possessions. Richardson in motion. Hall straight ahead, tries to counter back to the left, and he runs into Justin Rogan. Rogan, Dan Drews, they're both there. Bob Stout is also in on the play.
Yeah, well, the difference here is that the Dunmore ball carriers have been able to bounce off of that first contact and make extra yards, and right now Holmes is just not able to do that. Of course, it's very difficult when that first contact is made by 2 defenders, not just 1.
3rd and long for Northwestern. D'Angelo play fake. Rolls left, throws left. It is knocked away, and a penalty marker comes in. Holmes was defending on Cam Richardson, and this looks to be interference on the Bucks.
Was a maroon shirt that got there a little early. And they're at the 47-yard line.
Defensive pass interference. The first down.
I think this is going to be fairly obvious when you get a chance to look at it right there. Yep, he's too early. What happened was you had a defender, I believe that was Holmes, who had his arm around Cam Richardson.
It'll put the ball at midfield, and Northwestern will have a first down. The plays come in to everyone from the sidelines, from Josh Snyder, the head coach. D'Angelo in the pistol with Hall behind him. That's Richardson in motion. Here is the option left. D'Angelo, and he will take it inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 7.
It's the first true option play we've seen, excuse me, Bob, and that's just a good choice by the quarterback. Now, not a real good pitch ratio because he had no chance to pitch that ball back to Joe Colucci because Colucci trailed him too much, but that's a good gain on first down.
Rogan on the tackle, 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. They check at the line. Hall left. Hall slips a tackle, and then he nearly gets away. He'll get inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Garrett Murray, who had a pick 6 this year, makes the tackle. It's a first down for Northwestern.
There's yards after contact now for Harry Hall. Did a good job to scoot through that hole. Was contacted 5 yards upfield. The next thing you know, he's got a first down on an 11-yard gain. Harry Hall hits that hole at full speed, Bob. He's a very formidable back.
The Bucks showing blitz. Will they come? No, they back off. Quick toss, Richardson on the little bubble screen. Now he will reverse field, and he makes something out of nothing. He'll get to the 31. That's a gain of 3.
Just watch the inside linebackers that time just flowing to the play side, expecting the cutback and getting it and making a tackle. He just couldn't get to the sideline, and that's just a good play.
Yeah, Garrett Murray got out there quickly.
Bob Stout's the middle linebacker at number 97 rather. He just flowed to his left and did what he was supposed to do. He played his area.
Here's the option left. D'Angelo keeps out. Now he'll come back this way. There's a defender out there. It's Holmes. And D'Angelo will get to the 28-yard line before Holmes can bring him down. It's a gain of about 2 or 3 and leave them with a 3rd and 5. Now, a field goal from right here would be a 45-yarder. And it's just about the outside of Brandon Miller's range.
Bob, on the last option we talked about the pitch ratio, and that's the second one where it wasn't right because D'Angelo had no chance to pitch that ball. I mean, the defensive end was playing him. He pitches to the running back. That's the first down to the outside.
Richardson in motion. They'll hand off Hall. Hall right. Hall will dive to the 23, and that will be enough for a first down. Hall with some good effort there to pick up the first down. Kyle Oprisco makes the stop. And the Tiger drive continues.
Well, good pulling guard action by 63. Matt Shields, the 5'10", 230-pound junior, got Harry Hall.
D'Angelo lost the football and then almost lost it again. He gets back on it. They wanted that fake left counter right. And when he faked and brought it back, the ball just kind of slipped out. It is cold. It is very cold. That makes the ball a little slippery.
Right. I think that he would have had a positive gain on this had he been able to just tuck that ball and run.
Second and 10 from the 23. Hall, nice hole left. He slips away, breaks another, and he will dive to the 6-yard line. That's a gain of 13 and a first down for the Tigers.
I like the way Harry Hall, and we've mentioned this before, just takes the ball at full speed, and he is off. and breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, just not to be denied, all the way down to the 11-yard line. Good run by number 4. It's as advertised for all these running backs. You can see why they're averaging more than 8 yards a carry.
Speed sweep. Cam Richardson. Richardson turns the corner. He's in for the touchdown. Cam Richardson from the 11 for the touchdown. That is his 25th total touchdown of the year. And the Tigers are an extra point away from a tie.
Well, you want to talk about taking the ball at full speed. Watch Cam Richardson here. Right now, he's in 5th gear. He's gone. He just outruns the Dunmore secondary to the corner and to the pylon. What a good play on first down.
Brandon Miller for the extra point, and it is good. We have a tie ball game with 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the second quarter on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. It's Northwestern 14, Dunmore 14.
We talked before about what championship teams are made of. Right now, Northwestern is showing us why this team is where it is. I mean, you're far away from home. You're playing a team that is steeped in tradition. You have a very shaky first quarter, and all of a sudden, with 5:03 to go in the first half, you come back with a long touchdown drive to tie the game at 14. Hats off to the effort by the Northwestern Tigers.
They have a wild one going on down at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. Bethlehem Catholic leads Crestwood 20-14 in the second quarter. Bethlehem Catholic scored on their first 2 plays of the ball game to go up 14-0, and Crestwood has battled back.
That is a very, very physical Crestwood team. Last week, Coach George Curry at Berwick said Crestwood is a state championship caliber team.
Miller is going to boot this one deep. It'll be dropped by Doherty and picked up at the 3. Doherty 15, and that's where he is stopped.
Just wanted to see if number 64 was in on that pile too.
And Josh Williamson too on the tackle.
Yeah, that's a short tackle. That's shoulders into the chest, and backwards goes the ball carrier.
So Dunmore starts at its own 16-yard line, but they have driven twice downfield for their scores.
That bunch formation to the right.
And it is Holmes in the backfield, the sophomore. Boy, is he a good one already. Holmes trying to get outside, and he won't get there. Taylor Breininger stuffs him back at the 14-yard line.
I think that is the first time all evening that you're going to see a negative carry by the Dunmore Bucks. And what makes this so impressive is Breininger plays the outside. That was right to the bunch formation, and he just kept the blocker on his inside shoulder, would not be blocked on the outside, rides to the outside and makes the tackle.
That will lose a yard. It will be 2nd and 11 as we come down toward the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Back to the I. Draw play. Holmes, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. A penalty marker flies.
I'm just wondering if you're going to get another face mask.
It is Hall who hits him first. It would be a loss of a yard.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
5-yard face mask on the defense. Still 2nd down.
Face mask is the call against the Tigers.
Take a look at this again to see where he got. It's interesting that you've got 2 incidental face masks in the same game, because usually after the first one, they're really going to be wary and more likely to call the personal foul. They did not on that play.
It will be 2nd and 7 out at the 19-yard line. Reese and Holmes in the I. That's Doherty in motion. Holmes running left, slips one, and that's going to be a face mask. Actually, what happened was one of the Tiger defenders grabbed his helmet, sort of grabbed the two ear holes of the helmet, and that's considered a face mask as well.
Now, this will probably be a 15-yard penalty, my guess would be.
Personal foul, face mask. First down.
Well, you pin a running team back. Now watch this. This is Holmes right there. And it was also maybe could have been a blow to the head too, because he got a blow at the top of somebody's helmet on the way by. But you had him back at the 14-yard line on 2nd and 11, and 20 yards in penalties and runs. Now the ball's out at the 39-yard line.
They have a good one going at Cottingham Stadium. Parkland had taken a 7-0 lead. They're tied up at 7 between Easton and Parkland in the District 11 Quad A championship game. First down out at the 39-yard line. Marquez now in there. Marquez finds a nice hole, spins away, and gets inside Northwestern territory. Golden recovers to make the tackle. It's a gain of 12 and a first down for Dunmore.
Now, Marquez did not take this handoff smoothly. Watch where he gets this ball. Right there, it's on his hip. He secures it right there. Gets through the hole, spins off of first contact. 6 more yards after contact.
If you're the Tigers, you got to be thinking, boy, we had Dunmore in a hole. You cannot give these guys extra chances. They'll go to the fullback, Reese. Reese will get across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Hall drags him down. It's a gain of 5. Boy, that is some 1-2 punch. You got Colin Holmes, the speedster. Then you got Marquez. And then all of a sudden you turn around and you have Reese, who averages just under 6 yards a carry. We haven't seen Kyle Lasher yet, but you may see him in the second half. He has nearly 500 yards rushing this year. They'll go to Reese. Nice hole, Reese. Reese slips a tackle. 30 to the 27-yard line. Breininger brings him down. It'll be a first down. It's a 16-yard gain and another Bucks first down in Tiger territory.
There's nothing fancy here. This is just a full-back blast. Take a look at the offensive line. No trap action, just straight ahead blocking, zone blocking, and away they go. Now, you've got an offensive lineman 10 yards downfield. That means he has already just gotten rid of one of the defensive linemen.
That bunch formation to the left. They'll counter back the other way and then throw Mesko, and it's batted down, and the penalty marker flies at the end of the play. Mesko, remember, is the backup quarterback.
Question is, you're going to get a holding penalty. If you are, it is a big penalty because the flag's back at the 33-yard line.
And that is also big because we're down to 2:03 left in the half.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the guy who was being held, Taylor Breininger, who actually knocked the ball down.
Can we run that back again just to see? We get a chance of that again to see how close that would have been to a fumble. We're watching the holding penalty in the upper right-hand part of your screen. Here it comes again. The question is this a forward pass? The answer is yes.
Just barely.
It's close. It's close.
Actually, I don't know if he ever hit the ball. I thought he just hit his arm. And we'll get a timeout here with 1:54 left. Actually, it is not a call timeout. There may be a clock issue.
Let's see what they are going to do here.
They want to reset the clock to 2-something. Oh, you know what? It's an incomplete pass, so the clock should not have started.
Correct. That's why we were saying, was that a fumble? I did not see any beanbags after that play. So obviously it was an incomplete pass.
First and about 24, draw play Marquez. Marquez looks right, looks left. Boy, you got to make sure you tackle him. For Northwestern, it's Breininger and Trumbauer combining on the stop. It's a gain of about 2.
Well, in a case like this, you just have to make sure that your defensive linemen are holding off Dunmore's offensive line as best as possible to get chances to make the tackle. So far, so good on this drive.
DeLucy fakes left, fakes middle. Now he throws middle screen, and it's going to get just a little. Joe Waters on the catch. It gains 5, and it will be 3rd down, and a timeout is called by, I assume it's by Dunmore. No, it's by Northwestern. Northwestern may be thinking, boy, maybe we get this ball back with a few seconds here. It's still 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and about 18.
Well, field goal totally out of the question.
Although Northwestern may just be making sure that they'll have the right defense on this 3rd down situation.
You also would think at this point, Bob, let's just suppose that this becomes an incomplete pass at the 36-yard line. Dunmore would punt the ball from here. I believe so.
You think so?
I believe so. Because the last thing I would want is to turn the ball over on downs to Northwestern with a minute to go near the 40-yard line. You would not want to give Northwestern that chance to get momentum. Remember, they're going to get the ball to be in the 3rd quarter.
I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Well, there's a first.
Hey, you know, I mean, you got guys that are breaking tackles out there for Dunmore, and they have an awful lot of confidence in this offense.
Right.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd down to begin with. DeLucy will hand off Holmes, and Holmes will get 3, and now we'll find out. Looks like Northwestern's thinking about getting this ball back because there's a quick timeout by Josh Snyder.
And here's why that we're going to disagree. Without the penalties on this drive, really, they've got, 25 yards in penalties on this drive? Yes, no, it started back at the 16-yard line, but this all started with a 2nd down and 12. You had an incidental face mask, then you had a 15-yard face mask. Yeah, you've had some pretty good runs, but right now, so far, less the face mask, the defense for the Tigers have played pretty well on this drive. Now, are you going to punt it from 33, or are you just going to run? I mean, you'd have a net gain if you punt it into the end zone of 13 yards. Maybe not now.
Now, remember, the punter is Kyle Lasher. Now, Lasher's the guy we mentioned a moment ago that has 500 yards rushing this season.
He's out there now.
And he is out there. By the way, Kyle Lasher is deaf. They use sign language on the sideline for him, but he goes to regular classes. You got to give the kid a lot of credit. And he will be in there to punt. Let's see if he does in fact punt. It is snapped to him, and he does punt. Ooh. It is high and it is short. The Tigers say get out of the way, and then it's picked up by Taylor Breininger. And boy, he had just 2 guys to beat, and it's Holmes and Mesko who were heads up because Breininger got a good hop on that ball. Boy, he could have grabbed that and taken off if these 2 guys were not paying attention.
And a good running start, too. You're right. That's a good heads-up play by the sophomore Colin Holmes.
So let's see what Northwestern can do with 1 timeout left and 50 seconds on the clock. They have it at their own 33-yard line, 1st down. Breininger and Richardson come right. They'll go Hall, and Hall's hit immediately in the backfield. That is 23. That is Kyle Lasher who's in there to make the tackle.
Okay, so you have a missed punt on 4th down. You come and you make a tackle for loss on the 1st down. All is forgiven. Now the ball is back at the 32. Remember, Northwestern didn't use its timeouts when Dunmore had the ball at the 35-yard line to come out in the victory set and run the clock down. So you'd think you're going to see something here by the Tigers, something to get a big chunk of yardage. Now, that could be an off-tackle play the way this game has gone. This could be a swing pass, something you might not have seen so far by the Tigers.
Richardson and Breininger go wide left this time. It's Colucci and Hall in the backfield. Now Cam comes to the near side in motion. D'Angelo looked left, looks right, will go deep, looking for Richardson, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by DeLucy. Now he's got to run back to the 30, cuts back 25, 20, and he stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Or else that is a touchdown.
This is just a fine play by a safety. You're going to see him be out of bounds right. Maybe then on that step, but on the next
that one.
Yes.
That one, there it is.
Good call. Good call. But
great camera work there, too.
The play he made on the ball was excellent.
Yeah. He was playing center field, and he read that one all the way. It looked like Richardson had it. And then DeLucy came in and took it away. So now it's Dunmore with a chance at the 31-yard line. Holmes running right, cuts back, and he will go only as far as the 28-yard line. And Coach Hensis calls a timeout with 20 seconds left.
He did not have that ball cleanly as well. Here's the interception. And watch 15 just come over and make a play on the ball. You can't ask a safety to play that any better than what he did. That was a great angle that he took to the ball. Just a good defensive play.
By the way, did you see D'Angelo get hit as he threw that football as well? Holmes, 16 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Holmes has one touchdown, Marquez has the other.
Well, during the last 5 minutes, there's the interception right there. During the last 5 minutes of this first half, the momentum and the strategy certainly has been back and forth. Northwestern called 2 timeouts when Dunmore was at the 35-yard line to get the ball back. They got what they wanted. A poor punt, had the ball at the 32-yard line. First play, no gain. Second play, interception by Dunmore. Now the Bucks are at the Tiger 27-yard line.
They have 2 timeouts left. And another huge situation here. Can the Bucks put one on the board before the half ends? Northwestern will get the football to start the second half. DeLucy with Holmes in the backfield. DeLucy fumbles the snap, now picks it up, goes deep over the middle, and it's intercepted by Snyder. Here comes Snyder, 20, 25, and out to the 28-yard line with 10 seconds left. So the teams trade interceptions. Dylan Snyder has his 4th interception of the season. That's the 18th by the Tiger defense.
And you'll notice one of the first red shirts you're going to see here is number 15, Bob, because he knew when he let that ball go, first of all, it did not come out of his hands cleanly. It fluttered going across the middle. That's the coldness of his hand, and not a wise choice, throwing the ball late over the middle into coverage. Ball was forced, and he knew it. We did have an injured Buck on the near sideline. It is number 82, George Cole, the wide receiver. And I'm not sure whether or not he was the intended receiver.
I think Northwestern will kneel, and they will, and that will end the first half. Don't be so fast to think somebody will just kneel and not run a play. We've seen that happen so many times. One last play turns into a long touchdown, but we have reached the end of the first half. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, we're all knotted up in the PIAA Class 2A first round. It's Dunmore 14, Northwestern 14.
Athletes try talking themselves out of being hurt.
I'm good.
Working past the pain because they want to keep on playing.
Okay. I'm good.
Coordinated Health understands. As the #1 sports medicine team in the region, we get these champions back in the game with pro-level care.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because we make you better together.
This year, you're not the only one putting Abelhoff Nissan on your wish list, because the holiday event means incredible Nissan value, like up to $5,500 off every new Altima, 0% financing for 72 months, plus $500 cash back on Sentra, or save up to an incredible $6,500 on the family-size Pathfinder. It's no wonder everyone, and we mean everyone, is coming in for the holiday event at Abelhoff Nissan on Route 611 in Bartonsville and at abelhoffnissan.com.
Nutropoli Bank knows how important it is to be involved in the community, to participate actively, to support confidently, and to encourage unconditionally. For nearly 100 years, Nutropoli Bank has been dedicated to servicing every need of the community. We are more than your financial institution. We are your neighbor and your friend.
When it comes to something as important as your health, it's good to know there is an expert right around the corner with answers to your questions. We have been serving the Northern Lehigh area with the same dedicated service to our community and your health for over 50 years. Stay well this flu season with a flu shot being offered now at Bechtel's Pharmacy. Bechtel's Pharmacy. Let our family take care of your family.
Back at Valley View for the PIAA Class 2A first round game. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, Northwestern and Dunmore are knotted up at 14 apiece. How about Parkland Easton tied at 7 at the half?
That is a rematch from earlier in the season, 28-21, won by the Red Rovers.
Halftime statistics brought to you by Coordinated Health, the region's #1 provider of sports medicine for over 25 years. Visit coordinatedhealth.com to learn more. Well, Northwestern has 121 yards rushing, but 63 of those came on one play by Harry Hall, their first touchdown.
Bob, it's not a stat. When you look at Dunmore has run 32 plays to 17 for Northwestern. That's big. That means time of possession in the half. We don't keep that, but I think Dunmore has had the ball much longer. In the 24 minutes, I'm going to say Dunmore has probably had the ball 14 to 16 minutes.
Right. Yes. Penalties in situations have hurt both teams at times, so that's sort of a wash. The Bucks ran the swinging gate and ran it. Many times you just see teams come back and kick the ball for the extra point. And this time the Bucks do it, they get the 2, but then they get the extra point blocked on the second one, thus the tie ball game. As we said, the total offense heavy on the Dunmore side. Even a couple of possessions that did not result in touchdowns put up some good numbers for the Dunmore Bucks.
And don't forget, Dunmore is averaging about 7.8 yards per carry. That's dangerous. They pound and pound and pound. Interesting to see how Northwestern holds up here in the second half against a very physical Dunmore team. Well, here come your halftime. Here's your first touchdown, rather, and that is Sal Marquez. He's going to take it 54 yards for this evening's first touchdown. With the 2-point conversion, the Bucks went ahead 8-0. But here come the Tigers right back the next time they have the ball. Harry Hall, 64 yards, and he's gone. He gets into the secondary. No Buck can catch him. The extra point is good. 8-7 Dunmore. This is Colin Holmes will take it in from 4 yards out. The Bucks score, make it 14-7. They miss the extra point, and then a 9-yard run by Cam Richardson with the extra point ties the score at 14, and that's where we are on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard here at halftime in Jessup, Pennsylvania. It is, you get a look at the home side of the field, here at Hensis Memorial Stadium. If we have done a good enough job saying just how beautiful a facility this really is.
It really is, and they've done a great job and great sight lines. Nice crowd on hand as well. The two teams have yet to come out. Again, the winner of this plays the winner of Newman Goretti and Springfield Montco. And I misstated, that game is tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the South Philly Super Site, which is the one right down by the sports complex down in South Philly. So here it is tied at 14. The team starting to come out of the locker room for the second half, and we'll be back with second half action in a moment.
Sometimes you cherish quiet moments. Other times you feel like living out loud. At Ken & Company Aveda Salon Spa, all you have to do is crave self-expression. We do the rest. From cut to color to styling, turning how you feel into how you look. Isn't it time you tried something new? Your vibe suddenly is more alive. Visit us soon. Ken & Company Aveda Salon Spa, Main Street in Stroudsburg.
Let Northern Lehigh Team Sales outfit your team. Our embroidery and silk screeners will customize your order with high quality and affordable clothing in all sizes. At Northern Lehigh Team Sales, our goal is complete customer satisfaction. We carry the latest performance wear options and accessories, including Under Armour apparel. Check out our extensive clothing line for your team on the field or in the business community. Visit NorthernLehighTeamSales.com and show your team spirit. Northern Lehigh Team Sales is not affiliated with Northern Lehigh Sporting Goods.
Pencor Hydraulics at 180 Pine Street in Aquashikla, just behind the Aquashikla Fire Company, is a full-service hydraulic hose shop. We stock all types of air, hydraulic, suction, and snowplow hoses, and all the related fittings. Our friendly staff will work with you and assemble your product while you wait. Next time you need a hydraulic hose or fitting, come check us out. Our inventory is huge and our prices are exceptional. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and look forward to doing business with you. Stop in or give us a call at 616-826-6000.
Scott Signs and Printing on Route 611 in Mount Pocono is your full-service sign and printing destination. We offer 25 years of experience specializing in all phases of signage, printing, engraving, and an in-house design team. With our state-of-the-art facility, we will serve you quickly and affordably. A variety of trophies and plaques, commercial printing, and indoor to outdoor signs of all variations. Also vehicle vinyl, business cards, flyers, and wide-format printers. Visit Scott's now or call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 570-839-5951.
It's the state AA first round between Northwestern and Dunmore. The two teams have just come back out onto the field. Northwestern won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. You know, that can go in your favor as it did last week for Northwestern. It was kind of a wash in the first half of this one, but what it does do in a tie ball game is give Northwestern the first chance here in the third quarter.
And we mentioned off air at halftime that Northwestern's in a pretty good place right here. I mean, they really weathered the storm of Dunmore coming out, taking the opening kickoff, marching right down the field, all on the ground, and it was as advertised for the Dunmore Bucks. Then, to Northwestern's credit, come back, next possession, get it to 8-7. Next thing you know, the first 24 minutes have gone by. You look on the scoreboard, it's 14-14. So I think as far as the first half goes, with the slow start that we saw by Northwestern Lehigh, I think the Tigers are in a pretty good place right now.
A couple of other scores around the area. We mentioned the 7-7, 27-14. The 7-7 was Parkland Easton. 27-14, Bethlehem Catholic leads Crestwood at the half. In single A action, Old Forge trails South Williamsport 26-0. We were curious to see what would happen with the jump up to Double A, but Southern Columbia did not win a district championship. They fell, obviously, the South Williamsport in that District 4 final. They bumped up to Double A this year and did not make the state tournament.
And to Southern Columbia's credit, and Jim Roth, of course, Southern Columbia
ready for that football game. But 2 serious injuries on the offensive side of the football for the Southern Columbia Tigers, and essentially they were down to their 3rd and 4th string running back. And single A school play both ways. Well, you're not playing with your top 22. You're actually playing with your top 18 at that point because you have 2 subs on both sides of the ball.
I misspoke. South Williamsport is a single A, and they lost up in double A this year.
True, Loyal Sock.
The Loyal Sock. So Northwestern will move left to right here in the 3rd quarter. There is no wind tonight. The wind has stopped, which is a bonus on a very cold night. The Bucks will move right to left and kick off. Joey Capucci will kick away. And the second half is underway, and this will be Cam Richardson dropping the ball back at the 14-yard line. Richardson will go no further than the 18-yard line, and that is where the Tigers will start their first possession of the second half.
You got to make sure that you gather that ball. Both teams, by the way, turned the ball over once in the first half. It really was a non-issue. Neither team was able to turn turnovers into points. We're going to watch that really closely here in the 3rd quarter.
Harry Hall had 97 yards on 8 carries with a touchdown in the first half. Cam Richardson, 2 carries, 15, and a touchdown, 2 catches for 6. Frank D'Angelo, 3 carries, 9 yards on the night. Here's Harry Hall. His first carry of the second half will get a yard, maybe 2. He's turned back by Bob Stout and Dan Drews.
Well, even though this game is tied, and this is several times we have mentioned this, the big stat which we're not keeping has been the yards after contact, and the Dunmore running backs have done a much better job of getting yards after first contact than what Northwestern has been able to do.
Hall picks up 2. Here comes Richardson in motion. Hall runs right, cuts left, slips away. He'll get out to the 31-yard line, and that'll be a first down. DeLucy and Murray combine on the tackle. It's a 14-yard gain and a first down.
Jason Pahachik, Chet Carpin, Matt Shields, Jacob Roach, and George Haddad that time cleared the way up front for the Tigers.
Hall again right, and Hall will pick up 4.5 yards on the carry. Justin Rogan, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
Hall's a tough runner, Bob. He gets the ball, and when on contact, he gets low, drives the legs forward, gets the max out of what's available.
He had 156 yards and a touchdown last week. They fake to him, run right, and something just didn't look right. Tim Drews is in there to smother D'Angelo, and that will lose 4.
Well, you have you have your offensive guard, number 63, Matt Shields, making contact with the defensive end. But what happened, there was a tackle that slipped around on the inside who was able to get the quarterback in the backfield.
3rd and 10 for Northwestern. From the pistol, D'Angelo with Hall behind him. D'Angelo pumps left. Wanted something quickly. It wasn't there. Now he dumps it off Richardson. Richardson reaches back, makes a nice catch. He will get out near the 40-yard line. Now let's see where they mark this.
They have him at the 39.
And it's going to be short of a first down, and I don't know if this is the time to gamble.
Well, the ball is a little beyond the 39, and the way the stick is, first of all, great catch. The way the stick is on the far sideline, we're not so sure exactly how far it's going to have to go. It looks like it's a good yard.
That was almost a horse collar out here. Now Northwestern is lining up like they want to go for it. They have a power set. Now remember, they don't go under center, and I think that's where that hurts them in a situation like this. They will give to Richardson. He fumbles the football, and it's scooped up, and they will go for a touchdown by Garrett Murray. Murray scoops it up and goes for the touchdown on the defensive side. They had one of those last week, and they have it here. It's Cam Richardson who got the give, and it was 50. I believe it was a 50-something. If we could go back and see who knocked that out of there.
I don't know if that was Drews
or McMinn, maybe.
Take a look.
This will be a better angle here. It is 55. That's Tim Drews who knocks it out. And it's Garrett Murray who comes up with it. The extra point is good by Capucci. And the defense comes through for Dunmore. 9:30 remains third quarter. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Dunmore 21 and Northwestern 14.
Well, that's just Dunmore shooting the gaps and contacting a ball carrier in the backfield. You're lucky, you're very fortunate to get the fumble, but the worst thing that was going to happen for Dunmore on that play was going to be a tackle for the loss and take it over on downs. So that play was stopped. Good defense by the Bucks. They're shooting the gaps very well and making contact with Tiger ball carriers in the backfield. They're making it's hard for them to run the football. Don't know he was going to make that after that contact anyway, Bob. I don't think he was going to make a first down.
It was a 37-yard return.
It's a pretty big momentum swing. Northwestern has not played in this football game with a lead yet. Now, they were even, of course, to start the second half, but 2.5 minutes in, it's no longer even.
Capucci kicks off, and this will be Breininger at the 11. Breininger, 25-30, and he will get out to the 38-yard line where the kicker Capucci makes the tackle. And Northwestern will have pretty good field position.
Now, it seems to me that there has to be a way for Northwestern to get the ball in that young man's hands more times this half. Breininger is a big play player.
First and 10. From the 38, Cam Richardson speed sweep. Now they go Breininger on the reverse, and he will throw. Labatch has it. It's Labatch down to the 30-yard line. Dylan Labatch on the catch from Taylor Breininger. That's the first pass for Taylor Breininger. There's a lot of guys who can throw passes here for Northwestern.
Well, he had the run-pass option. And give credit to Garrett Murray, defensive end for the Bucks, who made sure that Breininger wasn't going to run that ball.
It's a 42-yard gain. D'Angelo, play fake. Now he's in trouble. He will duck and he gets away. Now he'll find somebody open. It's Breininger who's got it down to the 24-yard line. He's upended by Justin Rogan. That's the best effort for a 6-yard gain you're going to see in a long time.
There's a lot going on there. And first of all, kudos to the offensive line for not getting downfield, having, an eligible receiver downfield. He gets away from 2. Now he has the poise to look. He's looking for number 7. That's late across the middle, but it's a 6-yard gain. Lots going on there.
Cam Richardson, speed sweep. Richardson trying to get to the corner, and he is not going to get away from number 24, Tyler Lasher, the senior right side corner. It will pick up 3.5 yards. It will be 3.5 yards. It's to get right to the 20-yard line for a first down.
Tyler Lasher's had himself a really good game so far this evening. That's a good play by that cornerback.
Bellucci shuffles in motion, and D'Angelo will keep and get to the 19-yard line, and that will be enough for a first down.
Well, and on 3rd down and 0.5 yard, let your quarterback take it. Trust your offensive line to get a little push. They do. And it's a 2-yard gain and a first down.
See, we mentioned it before. It's one of the disadvantages of never getting under center. You don't have that quick quarterback sneak that can get you a 0.5 yard. First down at the 19-yard line. Here comes Richardson in motion all the way across. Low snap. D'Angelo's got it. Goes Richardson on the fade, and that was defended perfectly by Colin Holmes, the corner.
Holmes with good inside position just would not let Richardson cut toward that back pylon. Can't play that any better. Was man-for-man coverage in the upper right-hand part of your screen, but Holmes is just running stride for stride. Just not open.
Again, they are in field goal range. It is 2nd and 10 from the 19. Here comes Richardson across, speed sweep. Cam trying to turn the corner, does. Makes a little move, and that gives him enough of an opening for the touchdown. It's a 19-yard touchdown run for Cam Richardson, his 2nd of the night, his 26th of the season, and the Tigers are an extra point away from another tie.
This is just one cut right here and gone, and there are no maroon jerseys. Just a quick seal and good blocking up front, and Richardson does the rest. Good patient run by Cam Richardson.
Brandon Miller for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 7 minutes, 11 seconds remain, and it's all even up again on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. It's tied at 21, and there's the man who has 2 of those Northwestern touchdowns, Cam Richardson.
This is just a really, really nice run. It's sealed off very well by the line. Once he makes a move right here, Lasher did what he needed to do. And Lasher turned the ball carrier back into the pursuit. There's no pursuit there.
And how about this? There have been 2 touchdowns, one by the Bucks, and Dunmore has not run a play in the second half. Not really the way you want to keep them off the field, giving them a defensive touchdown. However, Northwestern is just as happy to keep Marquez and Holmes on the sidelines, or at least on the defensive side of the ball. Miller to kick off. He punches it downfield, and this will be Doherty at the 10-25. He hurdles to the 23-yard line. I'm going to make that to the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. And that is where Dunmore will have it.
Let's see if you have any defensive adjustments now by the Tigers. They were really crowding the line of scrimmage, playing in the gaps. And after the first drive, it really, really helped to slow down somewhat a very good Buck running game. But here they come with that 6-man offensive lineman set.
It will be Holmes getting the first give, and he will get thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. Harry Hall comes in to make the stop, and they will mark it back at the line of scrimmage, so it will be 2nd and 10.
You're going to say, what a great defensive play, but watch the defensive line just hold their area and not let the offensive linemen get upfield. That's why that allows your linebackers and your safeties to come in and make those tackles.
2nd and 10. Holmes counterplay this way. He slips 1-2 tackles and then gets knocked off his feet and loses the football, and the Tigers have it. It was knocked away by Dylan Snyder, and it is recovered by Joe Colucci, and the Tigers have it in Dunmore territory.
You know, we're inside, and you heard that pop even on this side of the glass. You're going to get a good look at it right here. Holmes makes a good move to shed from one tackler, sheds another tackler, squares his shoulders. That is just a helmet on the football. Good, solid tackle, and now you have a chance, your first real chance to take the lead.
From the 35 of Dunmore, Richardson in motion. The game is tied at 21. Here's Hall. Hall gets away from one tackle, and he will lean to the 28 6-yard line. It's Justin Rogan who grabs hold, and a gain of 6 yards for Harry Hall.
So both of these teams are saying, here we come. We want to play next Friday night. You're going to have to stop us, and that's what it's going to take, a stop by one of these defenses in this second half. That's just good power football that time by the Tigers.
Richardson across to this side. Hall right, nice hole. Hall will dive to the 24-yard line. That'll be a first down. Justin Rogan makes the tackle.
And watch what's happening now a little bit on the Dunmore defense. You have to respect not just Harry Hall, but you also have to account where number 9, Cam Richardson is, and number 7, Taylor Breininger, and that's spreading them out a little bit.
Here's the quarterback, D'Angelo, and it's Rogan who pushes him back after a 1-yard gain. They'll mark it at the 23.
Those delayed plays against a stout defense like Dunmore, chances are, aren't going to work that much. Better off just running straight ahead because of the pursuit of the linebackers and how well those down linemen are playing. Different look now. Wildcat.
Yeah, it's Cam Richardson who takes the snap. Cam slips 1, 2 tackles, 3 tackles to the 10 and down to the 7. He fumbles it and it went out of bounds. Lucky for Northwestern, they will retain possession at the 6-yard line. It's an 18-yard gain, and it will stay Tiger ball.
Watch where this ball is fumbled out of bounds. Now Richardson makes a good move right there. He was in the Wildcat. There's no question that this is a fumble, and the ball goes out at the 6.
No inbound possession by Dunmore, so Northwestern holds on. First and goal at the 6. D'Angelo back at quarterback. Colucci shuffles in motion. Hall, the ball tipped out of the hands of D'Angelo and right to Hall. He's upended by Rogan. It rode up the hands and the shoulder of Frank D'Angelo and ended up right in Hall's hands.
It looked like he just tipped it back to his running back. There was no possession, I don't think, by the quarterback at all that time.
It actually gains 2, second and goal from the 4. Cam Richardson is the tailback. It's Cam on the pitch. It's Cam. Did he reach out? Yes, in, touchdown. Cam Richardson reaches out, and for the first time tonight, Northwestern has the lead.
We talked at the beginning of the third quarter. None of the turnovers have hurt. The Tigers take a fumble by the Bucks, and 4 plays later are into the end zone. There's no question that that is a touchdown.
Brandon Miller for the extra point. And it's blocked.
No chance.
It is blocked by Tim Drews. But Northwestern has taken the lead for the first time tonight. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Northwestern 27, Dunmore 21.
Well, now there's an awful lot of time left in this football game. Northwestern's defense is on the hook now because how big would a 3 and out and another offensive possession be right now?
Again, we have had 3 touchdowns in this half, and Dunmore has run 2 plays.
This is the fumble again. Watch that helmet right on the ball.
Dylan Snyder and the recovery by Colucci, and here's the touchdown.
And this is just a good running back sensing the goal line. But that's just a good, tough run against a good, tough defensive team.
Kind of ironic, too, because you'll remember last week on a 2-point conversion try for North Schuylkill, the running back reached out, and before he can get the ball into the end zone, it was knocked away, and the 2-point was no good. This time, it is good, as Cam Richardson puts that into the end zone. Here's Holmes back at the 4-yard line on the run. 20, slips a tackle, and another boy, he nearly broke away. He'll get as far as the 25-yard line, and it's Tegan Golden who makes the tackle. Dunmore will have it at the 26.
Would you say young Mr. Holmes is a pretty exciting ball carrier?
Oh, wow, this kid's going to be something for the next 2 years.
You think that the people in District 2 aren't paying attention to this young fella. Watch, breaks a tackle there, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see how much bigger he gets. He's a 5'7", 155 pounds, probably a 16-year-old young fella.
They go to Reese, the fullback, and Reese sprints out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Matthew Shields makes the tackle. It's a gain of 6. Well, you have to figure with Sal Marquez leaving through graduation, it'll be Holmes' job even more. I mean, Holmes ran for, now he's over 1,300 yards this year as the featured back.
You're going to see a lot more of that featured back in the next 15 minutes of this football game.
Doherty comes in motion. This is Murray. Murray, nice hole. Murray out across the 40. Knocked off his feet by Snyder at the 43-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain and a first down.
Now, Murray is a big running back, 190-pound junior. So that's where the torch is going to be passed next year. He gets on the trap action. Good trap block by Tim Drews. And, man, he just gets upfield. And he lowers his shoulder. That's a 190-pound back delivering a blow. Bunch to the right.
Bunch to the left. Garrett Murray is the running back. It'll be Murray running left, finds a nice hole, and he will get out to midfield. It's a gain of 7 for Garrett Murray. Breininger and Hall combined on the tackle, and Dunmore has reached midfield.
It's an interesting philosophy on that bunch, because what they're doing is they're sending the running back that way, but looking to cut back, banking on the over pursuit by the defense. Now, the defense didn't over pursue that time, but it was still a 7-yard gain on first down.
Murray in the eye this time. Reese, the fullback, in front of him. Murray left, another nice hole. He slips a tackle, and another Murray off 30 to the 20 to the 10, and he is out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Breininger pushes him out of bounds at the 4, and a lot of groans in the home side grandstands here. Hopefully we'll see if that step does in fact go out of bounds.
You're going to get a good look at it right here. They put him down at the 4, and there's Murray. You're not going to knock him down on a shoulder pad to shoulder pad contact. Now keep an eye on his outside foot. Boy, I think that's close. It was his inside foot, but it would have been his right foot that was out of bounds.
Let's see if they go back to Murray. Reese is the fullback. Murray left, hesitates, and he will get grabbed back at the 5-yard line. Labatch, Hall, and Snyder are all there.
Boy,
here it is again.
He got a pretty generous spot, by the way.
All right. It was at the 4, and you're right, it had to be the inside foot. I wonder if we can, if we get a chance, stop that one on that 1 foot and see what you got. They will go back to Marquez. Marquez takes the give, runs right, doesn't matter. He's in, touchdown, tie ball game. Well, a little bit of justice is done there because I do not think he stepped out of bounds. So Marquez is in for the touchdown, and it's tied up at 27, and it's up to Joey Capucci to give the Bucks the lead.
This is, I mean, what more can you say about this running game by Dunmore? You say, well, if you force them to pass, you'll be in good shape. Well, stop the running game first.
Yeah.
That has not been able to be done so far.
Capucci to kick. It is up, and it is good, and Dunmore has retaken the lead with 1:22 left in the third quarter. On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's Dunmore 28, Northwestern 27.
Well, you take you take a best punch. Here it is. Now, take a look.
That one's in. Now, they call it at the 4. It would be that one right there. Or, yeah, it had to be that one at the 5-yard line.
It had to, because when the next foot came down, he was at the 2. You're right. Unless they're saying he stepped out at the 5, but the ball was at the 4.
At the 4, right. I think that's the point.
Could be.
But it is a moot point because of the touchdown by Marquez. And Dunmore is back up.
Kicking off the bus, number 17, Joey Capucci. Back in for the Tigers is number 7, Taylor Brenninger, and number 9, Cameron Richardson.
Well, Pius X leads Delaware County Christian 29-14 in the single A first round. That's in the fourth quarter. Trey Jordan is some athlete. 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. The quarterback for Pius, who's thrown for over 2,000 yards this year. Capucci to kick off. And this will be Richardson at the 17. Richardson weaves. Can he get away? No, he'll get to the 32-yard line. That is as far as he will go. Dominic Mesco makes the special teams tackle for the Bucks.
Just a good coverage. You have people coming down in your lanes. Pat Reese was the first down. Number 4 caused Richardson to change direction, and Richardson gets the most he can on that center return.
Northwestern now again plays from behind, down by 1 at the 31-yard line. That's Richardson across. Low snap. Did D'Angelo kneel? No, but he will only get back to the 30-yard line. That will lose a yard. He went to a knee, but never picked up possession until he picked that knee back up. It will lose 1. It will be 2nd and 11.
Right, the ball actually was in front of him, and just to incur a 1-yard loss, he makes a pretty good play, or not to lose the ball at all.
Doesn't have it, and there he is. We are in the final minute of the third quarter. Richardson starts one way, goes back the other. Here's Hall running left. Harry gets to the 35-yard line, and that'll be a gain of about 5. It will be 2nd and 6. And that might have been the last play of the third quarter.
Well, there's not really any hurry because there's no wind at play here, so it really doesn't matter which way you're going.
Rogan makes the tackle. They will get one more playoff. D'Angelo slant. Oh, it's nearly intercepted and then nearly caught by Breininger. It was behind Breininger. Garrett Murray had a chance at it. And that will be the end of the third quarter.
Get a chance to look at that one again when we come back, because I don't know that he had a clear lane to throw that ball to Breininger.
That's it for 3 on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. It's Dunmore 28, Northwestern 27.
Plan your next Pocono getaway with a stay at Country Inn & Suites on Interchange Road in Lehighton. Enjoy one of our fabulous suites with a separate bedroom and living area. It's the perfect getaway for the entire family with an indoor pool and hot tub, as well as fitness center and complimentary hot breakfast every morning. You can even bring your family pet. Country Inn & Suites offers romantic getaway specials with whirlpool suites, candles, and flowers available. Plan your getaway now. Call Country Inn & Suites at 610-379-5066.
To the fourth quarter of the PIAA 2A state first round, Dunmore and Northwestern, along with Chris Doty, our director Joe Campbell, and the entire Blue Ridge crew. I'm Bob Capasso. Thanks for having you along. This is a good one between these two strong running teams, and it's a 1-point difference.
Now take a look here. Had he been on target, that ball may have been intercepted. So, ball goes behind him, and it's a
fair catch by DeLucci at the 31-yard line. And now the Tigers really do need a big defensive stop.
And thanks to the crew for showing that third down pass. And sometimes you think, wow, the quarterback missed his target at 3 behind him. Remember, if he leads his receiver on that one, that ball's probably intercepted and going back the other way.
It's a 33-yard punt, no return. Dunmore has it at their own 31.
Much of the third quarter was spent with Northwestern moving from our right to left on offense. Dunmore would like to control the ball now.
Colin Holmes is in at tailback, and it will be Holmes running left, and he'll pick up 3. Golden and Hall combine on the tackle.
It's almost like Dunmore has 7 offensive linemen, and they're saying, here we come. We've got a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter, essentially on our home field. If you want to beat us, you're going to have to stop our run.
There is an injured Tiger on the field with 11:43 left, and we can break away. We're back in a moment. 28-27 Dunmore.
At Mint Salon and Spa, our professional stylists are ready to help you rejuvenate your look. We offer the latest hairstyles, cuts, and colorings using only the best Redken products. The Chromatics hair coloring line gives you twice the strength and superior shine with absolutely no ammonia or unpleasant odor. Pamper yourself at Mint Salon with a relaxing manicure and pedicure. Our experienced staff will take care of you and make you look and feel revitalized. Call and schedule your appointment now. Mint Salon and Spa, 531 North Street in Jim Thorpe.
The injured Tiger is George Haddad, and he walks off under his own power. He's number 55. Somebody rolled up on his ankle. That's what it was. Ouch.
Goes right to the bench.
It was a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Marquez is in there. They'll go to Reese, the fullback. Reese spins to his left and nearly broke away. But Frank D'Angelo comes up and holds on. He will gain 4.
This is not just a 1 running back team and a 1 position running back team. You're getting 3 tailbacks this evening have carried the ball, and your fullback also is a threat when he gets the football. So it's just a tremendous running game by Dunmore.
3rd and 4. It's Reese in front of Marquez in the eye. Marquez gets the give, runs right, gets hit, slips away, and look at the fight by Marquez to get out to the 43-yard line and pick up a 1st down. It's a gain of 5, and it will keep the ball for at least 3 more plays, barring a turnover in the Bucs' hands.
You want something that pretty much illustrates what we've been saying all along. That yards after contact, he was contacted at the 39-yard line, which is stopped short of the sticks. The next thing you know, he's out to the 42 and has a 1st down for the Bucs. That's just a good run by Marquez.
Golden and Shields combined on the tackle. Marquez 5'11", 195. They'll go to Murray, and Murray is out to the 48-yard line. Another 5-yard gain. Boy, they're getting chunks of 5-6 yards a carry. You can see why they don't need to throw all that much. 1, they play from the front an awful lot, and 2, if you're getting 6 yards, 7 yards a carry, you can keep it on the ground.
And you've got a very, very talented and versatile offensive line. Then you have linemen. All linemen can pull right, they can pull left, and it's very difficult to defend that trap every play.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense. Still 3rd down.
That'll be second down.
Still second down.
Yeah, it is second down.
Well,
2nd and 9 for Dunmore.
Second down and long is not a good situation for any team. But as you mentioned, when you're getting 5 or 6 yards per carry, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, or it hasn't shown that it would be that big of a deal for the Bucks.
Counter play, Murray. Murray gets into that crowd. Now you better not let him go. He'll pop out of there. It's a 3-yard gain.
Go on, hold the ball carrier.
Just not a lot of room for Murray to traverse upfield. Good play in the interior defense. Chet Carpin, Andrew Sorensen. This is a big play for Northwestern right here.
Lucy in the shotgun. They will go to Holmes. Holmes counters back, gets to the 49. It'll be short of a first down, but then a penalty marker comes flying in. Golden and Shields combine on the tackle. And this could be a face mask, and if it is, it will be a first down no matter what kind of face mask it is.
It'll be the 4th one of the game.
Personal foul, face mask.
Boy, that's very, very costly. That will be the 4th face mask penalty against the Tigers, and you had Dunmore a 4th and 3 at the 49, and now you're going to get 1st and 10 at the 36. That is another huge penalty on the Tigers. And once you do it the first time, Bob, now you've got the officials looking for the hands around the face mask. And I'm not saying that's a bad call. It's not. But you've shown that you're apt to create that penalty, and they certainly have been.
First down at the 36. Holmes in there. They'll run the reverse Doherty. There's nobody out there. Doherty had a little trouble with it. And then it's going to be Hall who makes the tackle. But credit Chet Carpin for getting out there and not allowing Holmes to, or not allowing, I beg your pardon, Doherty get to the outside. That's a good play by Carpin, or else Doherty's still running.
And that was just not a smooth exchange. See, he has the ball on his hip, and that cost him a stride, and there's just no room to go. When he cuts back, he's met by the pursuit. Well defensed.
That was a good angle. I love that angle by Carpin. He doesn't make the tackle, but he knows he has to get to the outside. They'll go back to Murray. Murray trying to get to the outside. Breininger grabs hold and stops him at the 34-yard line. So now it's 3rd and 7 or 8. Depending on the spot.
Just the jersey tackle on the way by slowed him down enough for the pursuit to get him. Let's see who the initial contact was. The jersey was grabbed by number 7, Taylor Breininger, the leading tackler by the Bucks, or by the Tigers rather. He had another inadvertent hand on that face mask too.
3rd and long. Holmes comes up next to DeLucy. Holmes running left, has some room out there. Can he turn the corner? He's going to get knocked out of bounds short of a first down. D'Angelo knocks him out at the 26-yard line. And it's going to be about a yard short.
Well, the Bucks are going to go for this. There's no question about that. Field position. Field goal doesn't do them any good, so they're just going to line up, take tight splits, and go for it. And that's a really good tackle by D'Angelo to keep him from getting to the sticks.
It's a huge play here. Holmes in the backfield, Hall in front of them. They have an extra blocker in there. Holmes right. Oh, he got hit just at the line of scrimmage, but they're going to mark it inside the 25-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Boy, it would be great to have a field shot of that. I think that's a very generous mark. I don't know that he broke the 25-yard line, and they did move it back a little bit.
It's Golden and Colucci on the tackle.
initially they had that ball closer to the 24, and that would not have been an accurate mark. Now it's actually resting. The nose has broken on the other side of the 25. You're going to look at it here. I don't know if this is going to help or not. First down. That ball really never made it to the 25-yard line. Initially, because when Holmes turned his back, that ball was back at about the 25.5-yard line.
But it's a first down for Dunmore with just under 7 minutes remaining. Marcase will be the tailback in this set. Marcase on the pitch, trying to get outside, cuts up, and he'll get about 2 or 3. It is Andrew Sorensen who makes the stop after a 2-yard gain, and that block is just
Breininger blew
speeding away if you're a Northwestern fan.
Breininger blew that up because he just kept him from getting to the outside and made that cut back. Good defensive play. Tigers need 3 more good defensive plays right now.
Doherty in motion. The fullback, Reese. And Reese will get to the inside mark of the 15-yard line, and that'll be another first down.
Yep. Straight ahead, just a blast, and just diving to the 14-yard line. See, that ball is back closer to the 15. I thought he was closer to 14 that time, too.
That front line just keeps pounding away. Reese straight ahead. Hall comes in from behind and grabs his legs. Reese will take it to the 13-yard line on a gain of 2. 5.5 remains.
You said it right. They're just pounding right now. They'll be very happy just to grind it, make another first down. You know, if they do make another first down, and if they run 3 more plays, you'll be looking, there'll be less than 4 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, they could just about run the clock out here. Marcase right, cuts back. He dives to the 6-yard line, upended by Dylan Snyder.
Boy, Dylan Snyder may have saved the season right there for the Tigers. He's one-on-one with Marcase. He just chopped him down.
Okay, I'm going to throw it out there, and the wheels may be turning. You score a touchdown, you have a 7-point lead. You kick the extra point, it's 8. Do you have the urge to go for 2 and make it a 2-score game?
The way they're running the ball, I certainly would.
Marcase left, hesitates. He'll get to the 3. It'll be a first down.
See, and now you're just going to see Dunmore run off tackle, Bob. They're down to 4:17. They're not going to have to snap this ball till about 3:55 on the stadium clock.
Mm-hmm. And they'd be just as happy not to score a touchdown with this play.
Sure.
I mean, you want to get in. I mean, you can't assume a touchdown, but they'd love to take a couple of plays to get there. Marcase, he's upended and dives to the 2-yard line. Dylan Snyder is the man who hits him under 4 minutes left. Boy, you know what? If you're Northwestern, you almost want them to score. If they don't score, say you stop them here, you have to go 98 yards.
Right. Right. And Dunmore is at the 2. Like you said, you can never assume a touchdown.
But even if they don't score a touchdown, if I'm Dunmore, I'm not that upset if I don't score here. Northwestern has to go the length of the field. Marcase, and he is in for the touchdown. With 3:15 left, it is now right on a 7-point lead. Now the kicker, Capucci, comes in. My point here is at 7.
Well, if
you make it, if it stays at 7, Northwestern's not going to go for 2 if they score a touchdown. So if you miss a 2-point conversion, it stays 7. They're not going to go for 2. But if you go for 2 here and make it 9, it becomes a 2-score game. They will kick the extra point, and it is good with 3:15 left. Here in the fourth quarter, it's now 35-27, an 8-point lead. So Northwestern needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Well, just a great drive by a championship caliber team.
Again, my thought on the 2-point conversion. If you go for it and miss, it's a 7-point game. I don't think Northwestern on a touchdown would go for 2 to try and win it.
Right.
I think they would go for the extra point and tie it. So you're not hurting yourself by missing a 2-point conversion. By making a 2-point conversion,
game's over.
Game's over.
In theory, those strange things can happen, but the game's over, assuming you can field an onside kick. The game's over.
Well, you've just taken Brandon Miller out of the game. Field goal or a single extra point doesn't help. Northwestern needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A turnover would all but end it.
How big is that turnover at the beginning of the third quarter right now? That one turnover really by the Tigers is the difference. Now, the Tigers did get a turnover and turned that into points.
Capucci to kick off. Cam Richardson at the 11. Richardson out to the 31-yard line. Pat Reese makes the special teams tackle. So now the Tigers have to go 69 yards and then 3 more.
We'll take a look at the Richardson right now and getting out to the 31. It's a good run.
Northwestern will have it 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. That's Richardson in motion. Hall
Good
dives
run.
out to the 38.
Now, they need to, I think at this point, Bob, be a little more urgent. They're not a huddle team anyway, but they need to make sure they put themselves in the position to make as many snaps as they can.
They also have to put themselves in position to have time in case they would score but miss a 2-point conversion. Hall has it, and Hall will fight to the 40-yard line. It'll still be short of a 1st down, and we will go under the 2.5-minute mark when this play commences.
Well, first things first, you need to pick up a 1st down right here. It's a good surge by the Dunmore defensive line to contact Hall in the backfield.
Boy, they're taking a lot of time here. It's down under 2:15. Hall, right. Hall slips away across midfield down to the 48-yard line. It's a 13-yard gain and a 1st down, and the clock stops for a moment right at the 2-minute mark.
And they wait till they set the chains, and now they start the clock. And here are the Tigers right on the ball. 48 more yards to go, 2 minutes to get there.
D'Angelo in the pistol. Here comes Cam Richardson across in motion. D'Angelo looks right, looks left. He's going to go deep in. There's nobody out there. And in fact, it's a nice play by Breininger to save the game, to tip it away from a sure Eric DeLucy interception.
Boy, DeLucy was measuring that up, and when he saw that ball released, he thought immediately, this game is over. But in comes number 7 to knock this away, and it's a good thing that he did. Yep, tipped it away.
2nd down and 10 from the 48-yard line.
Plenty of time on the 25-second clock.
Yeah, down to 9-8. And there are clocks in the end zone. Hall, right, cuts back. Harry Hall to the 43-yard line. And the clock will run. A minute and a half remains in the fourth.
Now, they still have 3 timeouts left, they being the Tigers, on 3rd down and 5.
1:20 on the clock. Cam Richardson speed sweep, and he runs right into Garrett Murray. They'll mark it all the way up at the 46. Now the clock's still running, and the Tigers now finally take a timeout with the 1:09 left. That was read perfectly.
Well, that's that penetration that we're talking about, Bob. And the difference in this game is going to be the line play on both sides of the ball by Dunmore. When Dunmore has needed to make yards, when the Bucks have had the ball, they've made yards. When they've needed to make a defensive play, just like their line has gotten a surge. So the season right now on this play is going to come down to a 4th and 8. The Tigers need to break the 38-yard line in order to get a 1st down. Need to come up with some type of play. Offensive line just has to block and give D'Angelo a chance to make a play on this 4th down call.
Do or die here for Northwestern to keep this season alive. It's been their best since 2002.
Dunmore goes in what looks like a prevent defense.
Yeah. D'Angelo over the middle. Richardson has it down to the 29-yard line on the deep slant. Cam Richardson to keep the season alive. Marquez.
Well blocked, well thrown ball.
15 and a 1st down to the 30.
Less than a minute.
D'Angelo going deep right side. It is intercepted. Intercepted by Dunmore's Colin Holmes, the sophomore, who's had a great night running the football, and he comes up with the game-winning interception.
Well, and we mentioned what an offensive weapon he is, but on the 2 times that we've seen Colin Holmes man-on-man on the outside, he is just not letting Richardson get open. He is only a sophomore.
Northwestern has 2 timeouts. If you do the math, Dunmore can all but kneel this one away.
By the way, in a game like this, if you were to have video replay, which they do not, that ball would be spotted probably on the 1-yard line.
Marquez. And the Tigers try and tackle the ball, and he gets to the 24-yard line, a gain of 4. And Northwestern takes a timeout with 44 seconds left.
And they can stop it just one more time. I will go back to the big difference in this game has been when the Bucks have had to make a play. The line on both sides of the ball has been able to make the play. It is a very, very talented football game, very, very, very talented football team, I should say, with an offensive line that moves as well as a unit as we've seen so far this year.
I have not seen a team go toe-to-toe on the front line like that since the old East Stroudsburg teams.
Right.
And they used to just get the linemen to touch the sides of their feet and on the line and just pound it away. And they have Well, we've seen 3 very good running backs here tonight between Marquise Holmes and then Garrett Murray came in late and came up with a couple of huge runs. And you know what? That front line is big and strong, and they just wear you down. Here's Marquise, and he's going to break away. Marquise is going to take off. Let's see if Breininger can catch him. It won't matter. He'll bring him down at the 15, and that will do it. So one last big play to make sure all that clock arithmetic works. Marquise, and he just wants to make sure he holds on to the ball. Of course, the Tigers were trying to tackle the ball, and the clock will start here. The Tigers will not take their last time out. In fact, all Dunmore needs to do is snap once and kneel. Wouldn't have mattered, because if they knelt and Northwestern took a timeout, they just kneel again. So they get the snap, kneel, and Dunmore will move on to the second round of states. They do it all the time. It seems that they're able to win in the early rounds of the PIAA tournament, and they do it again tonight, 35-27 to end Northwestern's season.
Well, and just a fun game to watch, and it is a lesson in how you can still play old-fashioned football and be very, very successful. I don't think Dunmore threw a pass in that second half. They scored 3 touchdowns on a very good Northwestern Lehigh football team, who's going to end the 2014 campaign 11-2. When they look back on this season, this was a very successful season for the Tigers.
We want to remind you, we'll have one more football game. We're not going to be there on Thanksgiving. There will be no Thanksgiving game, but we will be there the night before Thanksgiving for the Schuylkill Coaches Association All-Star Game. We will be live Wednesday night from Schuylkill Haven. We'll have that game for you. We're going to start our basketball season tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock as East Stroudsburg University will take on Millersville. The women at 1, the men at 3 o'clock. Well, what a night for Holmes, 118 yards and a touchdown. Marquise, 183 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the other side, Harry Hall, 158 yards and a touchdown for Northwestern.
Each team did what it wanted to do. It just came down to execution and making the play at the right team. We knew both of these teams wanted to run the ball. Guess what? Both teams ran the ball. Tonight, Dunmore just did it a little better than Northwestern.
So Dunmore wins it 35-27. They move on. Northwestern is done for the season. Great year. District 11 champions. Congratulations to Josh Schneider and his guys. 11-2 on the year. District champs. And to Jack Hensis and his guys, 12-1, and they'll move on to the second round of states. We thank Al Bolognese again for his great numbers up here in the booth. To our crew out there in the cold, fantastic job. We'll have one more Wednesday night for you, the Schuylkill All-Star Game. That'll do it for us. For Chris Doty, our director Joe Campbell, and the entire Blue Ridge crew, I'm Bob Capasso. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great weekend.